Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another fantastic episode of the Wrestling Fast Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 3 continents down, 3 more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me. You see, we have a special event. I gotta clear my throat. We have a special event today, and it is none other than NXT No Mercy. And man, let me tell you, this is another banger right here. I gotta say, we wrestling fans, in this day and age, we are so lucky. Last week we had AEW All In, and this week now we have WWE. Well, yesterday we had WWE Bash in Berlin, which was a great pay per view. I enjoyed it from top to bottom, and and now today we have another. Just one day, 24 hours later, one day later, we have WWE NXT No Mercy, and we have 6 great matches. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down match by match and actually, say who I think is going to win and whatnot. If I have any general predictions, I'm going to give them after I'm done with the card. And for those of you that are watching and listening, if you have any, if you have any predictions of your own, any picks of your own, please, you know, go ahead and share them in the comment section below. Whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, feel free to share them with us. But I gotta say, NXT, I've been very happy for them and their growth. I remember when they were just they weren't even on a didn't even have a broadcasting deal. They were an online show, and they first they had the competition, which had Brian Danielson back then when he was known as Daniel Bryan. Um, I think Tyson Tarver was his name. You had Ryback and Justin Gabriel and all those other guys who were in that competition, and then they went from that to being an actual like brand, but a developmental brand, and they still didn't have a broadcasting deal then, and now eventually they finally got a deal with USA, and they've just produced so many great stars from there, and now they're actually traveling on the road. So it's like watching a somebody grow up from like being a baby to a child. Now they're a teenager, pretty much almost young adults. And I'm very happy for their growth. Very happy for their success. They'll be starting on the CW real soon. And now they're doing shows on the road, not just in Florida. Because at one point they were doing shows, yeah, they were on the road, but only within Florida. But now they're going nationwide. The other day they were in Toronto, for the last PLE, and now they're going to be in Denver, Colorado, which is a great city. If y'all have never visited Denver, I highly recommend it. It's mad chill. I was actually there 3 years ago, and I'd if you're not a cold person, I'd recommend checking it out in the summer. It's pretty awesome as well too. But anyways, let's get into the cards. So we have WB NXT No Mercy, emanating from uh, Denver, Colorado, the Ball Arena to be exact. And so the first, we have 6 great matches. Each match has had a great build up. And with that being said, the first match that we have is a singles match. And man, they say, good friends, better enemies. And this match, man, this match is actually giving me Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty vibes. Kevin Owens versus not Kevin Owens versus, look at me calling the man. Look at me saying about to say Kevin Owens versus Kevin Steen. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn vibes. Heck, I'd even go ahead and say it. Brian Myers versus Matt Cardona vibes. For those of you that don't know, that's that's Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Kurt Hawkins versus Zack Ryder, respectfully. This match, oh man, so much emotion behind it, and they've only like, let's see, Wesley attacked. It was 3 weeks ago. He attacked Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel. The following week, he explained why, and then I think the week before last, Zachary Wentz got his get back, and now, he has. They had a face off, and it's crazy. And also, I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but shout out to big congratulations to Zachary Wentz. He just won the TNA X Division title, so now all three members of the Rascals have singles title success now on a main platform. Because Trey Miguel was also a X Division champion as well. And you know something? Spoiler: I got a feeling that these three men, I know they're not a stable right now. At least Wesley's no longer in the stable. But these three men, I have a good feeling they're all going to be the face of the companies they're in eventually. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. I have a feeling that Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, eventually they're each going to hold that TNA World Title. Wesley's going to hold the NXT World Championship, and then hopefully he goes over to the main event and he gets a chance to hold the big title, you know. Um, and when I say hopefully, because I've always a lot of times a lot of NXT stars, they don't translate well when they go over to the main roster, but who knows, But anyways, with that being said, so my pick for this match, honestly, I don't see Wesley losing. It's his home turf, and I just don't see him taking that L in NXT. Don't get me wrong, Zachary Wentz, great competitor. I'm very happy for him, X Division Championship. But in all honesty, I don't see him winning. I see Wesley pulling off the win, and it's going to be by some underhanded tactic. I could definitely see that. But if you ask me about this match, I was gonna leave this one for general predictions, but I'm gonna shamelessly play armchair booker here. Now, for those of you that don't know, there are actually 4 members of the Rascals. There's Wesley, Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel, who we all saw make his debut several weeks ago on NXT, but he wrestles mostly in TNA, obviously. And there's also Myron Reed, who's the 4th Rascal. But Myron Reed right now is a free agent. If you ask me, if Trey Miguel were to get involved in this match afterwards, he attacks Wesley. This would be a great time to bring out not Trey Miguel, Myron Reed, and have him be like, hey, I'm part of the Rascals too, but y'all never talk about me. Wesley was the only one that showed me love. Y'all only wanted me when y'all needed something in TNA. Wesley was the one that actually reached out most of the times, and then they can go forward from there. That's just how I would book it. But once again, I don't know how Myron Reed's situation is. It would be cool to see that. That way, he would get that exposure to, fans all over the world. I mean, he probably has it already, but a lot of WWE fans, they don't really bother to go that deep into wrestling and so on. So that would be a great thing. But yeah, I got Wesley to win this match. So the next match we have is a tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. And we have the defending champions, Chase University, which is going to be the team of, Andre Chase, the Professor, and his student, his charge, Ridge Holland versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. So they actually beat Nathan Frazier and Axiom for these tag team championships. So this is pretty much a rematch of sorts. In all honesty, I think Chase Hughes definitely gonna keep is definitely gonna keep the titles. I don't see them. They just won them. I don't see them losing them back. I don't see why they should lose them back. I don't want them to lose them. I don't want them to lose them because there's a lot of great things that they could do with this stable. And those Chase Hughes shirts, they're actually pretty cool. I'm surprised I haven't gotten one yet. Maybe I just might get one though. But yeah, I got Chase Hughes to win this. So the next match we have is a singles match for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And we have the defending champion, Kelani Jordan, versus Wendy Chu. And, fun fact, both of these women actually have a, a gymnastics background. They have a background, they have a background in that field. And, you know, I'm not good, people know her as Wendy Chu. I know her as Karen Q, and I remember the first time I saw her, which was actually 9 years ago, when they had a WWE Tough Enough, and they had many people submitting their Tough Enough videos on YouTube. If you remember that, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of independent wrestlers actually submitted their stuff as well. Captain Sean Dean was one of them. MJF, crazy enough, was one of them. I think you can still find that on YouTube if you look it up. And I remembered Karen Q, and I was like, wow, she looks cool. I remember she did her some flips and whatnot in her Tough Enough promo video. And then, it's crazy how things work, because she didn't get picked for the competition, but eventually she got signed. And it just goes to show that, let that be a lesson to y'all, that sometimes, second place or just not winning at all is in the end. You just got to keep trying and trying and trying until eventually, the people that, that picked, whoever picked the winner, they see you and like, something, we made a mistake. Let's give her a chance. Let's give him a chance. I've seen this time and time again in other competitions. Jennifer Hudson, great singer. She didn't win American Idol. They cut her. Look where she's at now. Alanis Morissette was another one. I think she got second at Star Search. For those of you old heads that know, for those of you that know about Star Search, you old heads that remember Star Search, you know what I'm talking about. And she got second, and she would go on to become a multi-platinum artist. And and one of the reasons why is because of perseverance. They were persistent. They kept on going until they got there. And then once they got there, they remained consistent to become the people that we know them as today. So kudos to Wendy Chu. She, regardless of whether she got picked for Tough Enough or not, she decided that was going to be the start of her wrestling career. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even the start, because she was wrestling before that, in WW, which is over here in New York. But kudos to her on that. So Kelani Jordan is another impressive one too. She has definitely shown that she's a great inaugural champion, and she just got the win over a veteran in Rosemary. And that I was very. That's why that's why I like this NXT TNA partnership, because you never know who's going to show up. So who do I have actually winning this? Oh wow, this is going to be kind of man. This is going to be kind of hard to choose, because both are incredible. I'm gonna go with Kalani. I think Kalani's gonna overcome the psychological effect, the mind games, so to speak, that Wendy Chu has been playing, and she's gonna get that victory. I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. So the next match we have is a singles match for the North American Championship, the NXT North American Championship. And it's going to be the defending champion, Obafemi. This man has been impressive since he won this title. He was even impressive before. But we have Obafemi defending against Tony D'Angelo, and he'll be accompanied by I think I forgot what they call it, the family. I forgot what they're called. I think that they're called the family. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Sometimes I tend to forget certain things, but he'll be accompanied by, let's just call him the family, which is the stable of Channing Stacks Lorenzo, Luca Crucifino, Luca Crucifino, and Adriana Rizzo. Wow, who's gonna win this match? Um, hmm. Honestly, I'm gonna be brave and say Tony's gonna pull off the win. I'm gonna be brave and say Tony's gonna find some way to pull off that win and get that title off over Femi. Which, if you ask me, I think Obafemi is main event ready. I could see him losing, getting the NXT championship, holding it for a couple of months, and then going to the main event. That guy, if WWE marks that guy, if WWE markets that guy right, he could be a huge star. He could be a big star in the main event. And he has the look, the it factor, and everything. They just have to market that guy right. And I'm hoping they do. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony D'Angelo for this one. So the next match we have is a singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. Woo! Man, did y'all see that slap that Jada Parker? Okay, before I get into it, so it's going to be the defending champion Roxanne Perez, the pride and joy of Texas, the pride and joy of reality wrestling. Quite frankly, if you ask me, probably their most successful student out of there. It's going to be her versus the hot new star. This woman has been on a rapid rise, Jada Parker. Man, did y'all see that slap? Did y'all see that face off between Jada Parker and Roxanne Perez? Did y'all see how Jada Parker said she was going to slap the taste out of Roxanne Perez's mouth? And she stood on business and did so. That was the slap heard around the world. But I'm gonna say this, and Jada, I'm sorry if you see this, but you might not want to mess with them reality wrestling school kids. Them that was a book. I don't know what he calls his school, but I know it as reality wrestling. Like they have a monthly or weekly show. And if you haven't checked out reality wrestling, I highly recommend it. They have a lot of great talent. I've been watching them for 11 years now, and they've been very impressive. But Jada Parker might want to watch out for them reality wrestling folks. You don't mess with them people from that school. I mean, come on. Booker T is a guy that once went toe to toe with Batista. You know, I'm gonna have to go with Roxanne for this one. Don't get me wrong, Jada Parker is a star. I'm looking forward to seeing Jada Parker actually make her debut on the main roster. She's another big star, huge star. I could see her going toe to toe with people like Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton. I could definitely see her doing that. You know, as a matter of fact, if you ask me, I see and like I said, I'm not trying to sound stereotypical. For some reason, I see her when I see her, I see Bianca Belair when she first started, hungry and whatnot. But she's a bit more. She's a bit more like rough around the edges. Like you got Bianca, and then you got her cousin that it would be the one that would like if Bianca got into a fight with somebody else, Jada would be that cousin that would be like, nah, we ain't talking no more. That's how it would be. But Roxanne Perez has faced many tough challenges. She's a clever woman. I got Roxanne to retain. I got Roxanne Perez to retain. But this is only this. You know what? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave this match. I'm gonna leave what I'm about to say about this match, about the aftermath of this match, for my general predictions. And the last match we have, that's right, the main event, the one we've all been waiting for, the one that we're going to be watching very closely. It's going to be a singles match for the NXT Championship. And former NXT champion Trick Williams will serve as special guest referee. Ooh, and the plot thickens. And it's going to be the defending champion, Ethan Page, versus the one that everybody believes in. All you got to do is say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry. Ooh, man. You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. As much of a pop Joe Hendry always gets whenever he enters that arena, and even TNA or wherever he goes, I'm gonna go with Ethan Page for this one. Like I said, home court advantage. I don't see Ethan Page, not Ethan Page. I don't see Joe Hendry winning. If he does, that would be something, because that would be the first time a signed TNA wrestler holds a title in WWE. That would be crazy. I know Joe Hendry's going to get a couple of near falls, but I think I'm going to go with Ethan Page to get the win overall. I'm going to go with him to get that. I don't see him losing. It's probably going to be, but after this match, I think it's going to be Ethan versus Trick Williams. So, and I'm going to give y'all a bold general prediction afterwards. Like I said, this professional wrestling we're talking about, anything can happen. So I'm going to give y'all a bold prediction, This is going to be part of my general predictions, and it's going to be pretty bold. So, all right. So that's the card. We're done with everything. So for my prediction I only have two general predictions. The first one is the Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker match. Roxanne Perez is going to win, but then she's either going to have a face-off with Julia or Stephanie Vacker. She's going to have a face-off with one of those two women, and that'll be her next challenger. That's what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to throw hands or whatnot. I don't think so. But you're just going to see a face-off between those two. That's where either Julia or Stephanie Vacker. Is it Vacker or Vacker? Let's just say Vacker is going to make their well, they already made their debuts, not in the ring, but they're gonna make another appearance. At least Julia's gonna make another appearance. So yeah, one of them is gonna have a face off with Roxanne after that match. My second prediction is gonna be we're gonna see the reunion of the North. That's right. For the Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry match, we're gonna see his former tag team partner Josh Alexander come out and interfere with that match. That's how Joe Hendry's gonna lose. We're gonna see Josh Alexander return, and I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. You see, if the North reforms in WB as an official tag team, all those titles are gonna be in trouble. Chase, you better watch out. If the North makes it to the main roster, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tangaloa and Tamatanga, they better not take these guys lightly. I'm not saying that the North will beat, Tamatanga and Tangaloa, because that's another tag team that has years of experience. Plus, they're brothers, but it's not going to be an easy defense for them. As for the Judgment Day, they better be very afraid. Matter of fact, those titles might be gone because, like I said, the North. I don't know how long Finn Balor and JD McDonough have been tag teaming. I know there's Finn Balor was JD McDonough's trainer, so they have that they have that teacher student connection. But the North or the Monster Mafia for all my people from the Indies that know them as that. That's what they were known as in the Indies, the Monster Mafia. They've been a tag team. They were a tag team for I think 10 years, or I think they've been a tag team for at least 7 years. They've been a tag team for at least 7 years, and everywhere those men went, they dominated. They were even former TNA tag team champions. So that's my prediction. Josh Alexander, we're going to see him get involved in this match. I'm going to be brave and say that. We're going to see him get involved in this match, and we're going to see him help Ethan Page retain. So, and besides, I've kind of been off TNA for a bit, but Josh Alexander, I believe he screwed Joe Hendry out of a I believe Josh Alexander screwed Joe Hendry out of the TNA the World Championship elimination match they had, a few months back. So I think that's going to set up a feud between the two of them over in TNA. But that's what I'm gonna go with right now. Jay Matthew, thank you for joining us. You think Zach will beat Wesley and defend the X Division title? Okay. Whew, that's cool. That could possibly happen. But I don't know how long you've been tuning in. But if you go when you get a chance, go back to because that was the first match I actually reviewed and predicted. When you get a chance, go back and see what I have to say about that match, and then let me know what you think. It's a bit far out the prediction, but let me know what you think. But thank you for joining us, by the way. But with that being said, that's the card. That's NXT No Mercy. It's gonna be a banger. Um, if y'all have those of you watching and listening, if y'all have any predictions of your own, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, whether it's Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube. Feel free to give your own predictions. We're not going to say, what, how could you choose that person? No, you're entitled to your own opinion. But definitely, we would like to hear it as well. And with that being said, Jay Matthew, once again, thank you for joining us. And it's about that time, it's kind of nice out today. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for me to go outside and see what's going on and get some food and get some. Well, it's actually brunch right now. Get some brunch, but maybe not that order. But before I partake in those activities, we just want. I just want to say, you know, thank y'all for tuning in. We really and truly appreciate it. If y'all want to follow me on social media, not that I see a lot of cool things, but I do go to a lot of cool places these days. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at BRemyBlue. You can find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue, Our podcast is also on social media or on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify. We have a Teespring store, which we're revamping right now. We'll definitely get that up and running before the next season or by the next season. And last but not least, we have a YouTube channel where you can see cool episodes like this one, like the one we did for the predictions for Bash in Berlin, like our interview with CJ Montana, our 15 minutes of fandom interview with Miranda Keys. You can see all those great episodes and many more on YouTube. And to see them, it's not difficult. It's not rocket science. It's not even algebra. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really good looking dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. With that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to, and we're not going to stop. To those of y'all that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at a Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. So with that being said, we just want to thank everybody. We just want to let everybody know, that we're very well and aware. It's no secret. Everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast, but we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. So with that being said, I'm going to say it one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for WWE NXT No Mercy, which is going to blow the roof off the place in Denver, Colorado. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back later on, maybe next week, with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.